Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a big Supreme Court ruling that's already shaking things up and not in the way some people expected. Let's unpack what's going on. This summer, the Supreme Court made a major decision in the Albright case. At first glance, it was cheered as a win for conservatives, a way for red states to push back harder against federal policies they don't like, such as those involving clean energy or transgender rights. But here's the plot twist, and the same ruling might actually make things a lot tougher for Trump and his administration moving forward. The crux of the case is about something called Chevron deference. Since 1984, this principle allowed federal agencies to interpret unclear laws passed by Congress, and courts generally gave them the benefit of the doubt. It's been a huge legal tool cited in over 18,000 cases and let agencies like the EPA or FDA create and enforce detailed regulations. But the Supreme Court just overturned it, saying courts need to take a more active role in interpreting laws themselves. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. At first, conservatives were excited about the potential to block Biden-era regulations, but the decision is a double-edged sword. Experts are saying this new legal landscape could empower blue states to challenge Trump's policies, like rolling back environmental protections, restricting civil rights, or changing Medicaid rules. States like California, New York, and Massachusetts are already preparing for legal fights, setting aside funds and strategizing for court battles. Chevron deference was originally created by a conservative court during the Reagan era to pave the way for deregulation. Back then, it gave federal agencies the freedom to cut red tape. But by eliminating it now, the court has made it harder for the incoming Trump administration to deregulate or implement new policies. Essentially, this ruling ties the hands of federal agencies at a time when conservatives might want them to act. Even Trump allies are starting to see the challenge, while some, like Vivek Ramaswamy, are optimistic about using this decision to shrink federal power. Most legal experts think it's going to create more obstacles. Without strong congressional support, major initiatives, whether on immigration, healthcare, or climate, will likely face a barrage of lawsuits, and blue states are already gearing up to use this ruling as a powerful tool. One example is environmental policy. Any attempt to weaken pollution standards or undo Biden's climate rules is likely to be met with immediate legal challenges. And it's not just the environment. Issues like Medicaid work requirements, immigration restrictions, and LGBT protections could all become battlegrounds. Essentially, the ruling has made it easier for courts to block changes they find overreach federal authority. The ruling itself came from a case involving New Jersey fishermen. They were challenging a rule requiring them to pay for onboard observers who ensure compliance with fishing regulations, a cost they argued was unfair and unsupported by law. Lower courts ruled against them, relying on Chevron deference, but the Supreme Court sided with the fishermen and struck down the principle. Chief Justice Roberts argued that courts, not agencies, should decide how laws are interpreted, while Justice Kagan dissented, warning that this could weaken important regulations on everything from clean air to food safety. She called Chevron a key part of modern governance, and its removal is already having ripple effects. What's next? We're looking at, in a legal landscape where both Democratic and Republican policies will face tougher scrutiny in court. For the Trump administration, it could mean more roadblocks for rolling back existing policies or pushing through new ones. And for blue states, it's a new weapon to counter conservative agendas. It's a fascinating shift with big implications for how federal power is used. What do you think? Is this ruling a win for accountability, or is it just setting the stage for endless legal battles? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more updates. See you in the next one.